with Mayor of Uvalde, Texas, Don McLaughlin. Uvalde, obviously the site of one of the most horrific school shootings this year, which is a city that sits about an hour away from the U.S.-Mexico border. Mayor McLaughlin, first, how is your community doing after a truly staggering year?
Well, it's been a tough year, and then here we are right back where we were before. I mean, every day now we're having pursuits come into our town. Tuesday morning, we had one that went through town at 100 miles an hour, finally crashed in our community. Last night, we had another pursuit that came into town at speeds over 100 miles an hour, crashed into a front yard, a resident's front yard, hit an oak tree, 17-year-old human smuggler with 9 grown men in the car. And this is an ongoing deal every day. I mean, since in the last 2 years, 4.4 million people have been released in our country coming across the southern border. And those figures came from the Border Patrol. I didn't just make them up.
Yeah, I know you didn't make them up. In fact, let's talk a little bit about Texas Governor Greg Abbott's plan for some of these incidents, like the ones you're describing. He invoked the invasion clauses of the U.S. and Texas constitutions in this battle over border security. Let's give people at home a little bit of what that clause means exactly. So it reads in part, the United States shall guarantee to every state in this union a Republican form of government and shall protect each of them against invasion. And on application of the legislature or of the executive when the legislature cannot be convened against domestic violence. Clearly, we know there are concerns about crime and cartels among the issues of people who are just desperate to get out of Mexico and away from their own native countries. But do you think that Governor Abbott was right in invoking an invasion?
I do. I mean, we are being invaded down here. I mean, you see these cities in New York and different ones complaining about the budgets they get, and they need $1 billion to support them. What do you think little towns like ours will be able to do? We don't have the resources for this.
We're seeing a 37% jump in the number of migrant encounters just this fiscal year in September. I have to ask you a little bit more about the busing, because some people have thought it's extremely controversial, that it's political play, putting people as pawns in this discussion between Governor Abbott and Washington, which has been noticeably quiet on a lot of fronts. Do you and other communities like yours agree with the busing of these immigrants into the United States to sanctuary cities like New York, like D.C., Chicago, Philadelphia?
I do, because, I mean, I've got a town of 16,000 people. I don't have the resources to put these people up, to house these people, to feed these people. And we're sending them to big cities. They're supposed to have those resources, and they're screaming, oh, we don't have the resources. What are we supposed to do? Every major city in Texas, Houston, Austin, San Antonio, Dallas, they're all overloaded with these migrants. I mean, look, I feel for these people, but we won't even give them the right to work. We just send them, turn them loose in our country, and we don't and put them on the street. What good are we doing these people?
I do have one quick question for you. What kinds of resources are you able to use for some of the folks who come into this country illegally and you know, as you said, are sitting in tents on the street and in shelters as well?
I mean, the only thing we can do, I mean, we'll take up a deal. We'll give them a bag with some hygiene products in it, something to eat and some water. That's about as far as we go. I don't have the facilities to put these people anywhere.
All right. Mayor Don McLaughlin of Uvalde, Texas, thank you so much for the time and for the conversation this morning.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.